morning. Welcome to the breakfast show. As usual, our regular Monday, which we will bring you on the odd week, which is the KLCI or the FBM KLCI stock market, and on the even week, Monday, we will bring you the US SmartRobie. Now, last week we talked about the US market in here, and some of those stocks, if you check out our old episode, I think has started to move up. All right. So this week we'll be looking at the Bursa KLCI stocks. As you can see right now, the Bursa KLCI is making its move in right now, and of course some of our stock trade idea has been found using the Pentagon Guider. Now remember, the Pentagon Guider do work when there is certainly a trend behind that, and for beginner onboarding, we recommend you use the Pentagon Guider to get your next stock trade idea, right? So if you want to find out what is our monthly return by our trading board, go over to our website, check it out in here, and also our win rates in our monthly stock market in here. You can check it out too in here. So typically, if you want to use the SmartRobie, there are three options. Right. The first one is the getting the stock trade idea. That's where the a lot of the good idea coming from. When you want to buy the stock or sell a stock, then you have the stock code, the analysis type. What is a stock sub menu? Basically, we will study the FA, the TA, and also the other sentiment news, right? And also market today. That's looking into what's happening in here, which we'll look at it shortly. How is the KLCI to get all the overall trend. And the lastly is the stock watch list, which is important because that would put you in the kind of stocks that you're looking at. And if you want to see a stock that will turn a buy signal, that's where you want to be alerted towards then here. All right. So today the focus will be on Bursa Malaysia. So we'll check it out in here. Now do take note, in our onboarding tutorial there's 6 options. So if you let me just show you the options just in front of me, which is the mobile app. You can download it in here. You have the KLCI, which is this one over here. Then you have the Robie FA list. Let me just bring the mouse. Yeah, the Robie FA list, the trending stocks, the hot sector, the premium alert. These are for the advanced, and also the Pentagon Guide, which is our focus this morning in here. All right. So we will look at the KLCI market this morning. So you hit that button, and of course this will be the screen, so we just scroll up. So overall you can see this morning. Now take note, the overall data that you see here is a 20-minute delay. Okay, I think I scrolled too much. Let's put it back into here, and you can see right now we do get a lot of most active EA, which is 1 cent, 10 cent. M-Touch, the penny stocks are the one getting a lot of the so-called movement in here. But the gainer are your big cent or ringgit here. Nestle has gone up to 96, Pentateuch, property, and also decliner MPI, PBB. All right. But what we're interested is the overall trend, which we hit on the KLCI FBM index. So you can see here, it actually turned green Pentagon on the 14th of September. That's all. Since it turned that, it's what we call heading a double top resistance in here. Okay, it did break up, but the good thing is the support at 1600 is consolidated, as we saw the market push up last Friday. So this morning we have a very small upthrust in here. So we are seeing whether this can still hold on, or it breaks out maybe in the lunchtime, maybe during lunchtime here. So you want to check it out. But the trend certainly, another couple of more days, we are heading into the end of September, whether we'll see a rally. Now do take note, the month of October doesn't fare very well for the overall stock market worldwide. Yeah, so that's something I will talk about this Wednesday. So make sure you check me out. Then I'll talk about the Black October phenomena. All right, so that will give you an update what to expect of the KLCI in here. So if you look at the chart right now, let me just show you this again. The FBM KLCI is really at the edge of maybe breaking up, but the trend looking up. As you can see, also US market is turning. You can check out the other module on our stocks in here. Okay, so if you have any questions or stocks you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in there. So we have done the KLCI Oh, let me just turn this off. Okay, the FPM KLCI, and now we are focusing on the Pentagon Guider. All right, you can see the Pentagon Guider here. So the Pentagon Guider itself, that was a KLCI market. All right, and we're going to go on to the Pentagon Guider, which is, we believe, are for the beginner, especially if you're a beginner or Gen Z, that's all. So it actually gives you about a top 10 to 12 Pentagon Guider stock listing. Right, that's a buy call that you have, and that's a one win. So let's look at the Pentagon Guider tab menu. Right, you have 6 options in here: chart and prices, comment, fundamental, trading plan, and exit plan in here. So let's take a look here. So Pentagon Guider, we hit that options, and so you can see here we got as of this morning we got about 8, and these are from last Friday. So you can see Leong Hap being the first one, Teo Seng, Magnum, Dialog, Sunwitz. Now how you choose these stocks are completely leave it up to you, but the basic guideline is to look for the trade setup where we want to see some what we call a sign of accumulation, which I'm going to share with you right now. All right, so the first one that I actually picked is 6633. So we'll take a look at that one, and we're going to just bring up the chart here. Okay, hit the stock chart, stock comment, and hit on to it. Now also what you want to do is to have what we call a Google Sheets. Okay, the Google Sheets which actually explain how your decision making is done by selecting these stocks in here. Now if you look at this chart, fortunately the chart we have here, we don't have any sign of strength that isn't in here, right? But there were points of accumulation, a very nice accumulation in here around the 27, and then the market makes up. Now I think the consumer product, all the poultry farmer started to make a move. I think you got Teo Seng already move up in here, which is also in the same segment in here, but I chose this stock because it hasn't made up. But do take note, there's a resistance here, 65 cents, so you have to make some mark before it actually breaks higher in here. But there is a sign of some accumulation. You can see low volume, then the market move higher in here. And right now, this morning, as of just around 10, the last update that we have is also 10, but a nice green Pentagon in here. Now, other thing to take note is also, if you look at the stock chart, LHI has a win rate of 54.4% here. Okay, so 54.5% in here, and you can see it made nice 25th of September. So it was around 63 cents. It's in blue zone, so that's pretty strong here, right? And some of the trading acronym, you can check it out in there. Sign of strength, sign of weakness, you can also check those out too. All right. So next stock we were looking at, let me just pull out the list here. All right, that we have for the 29. You have LHI, we have Dialog. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet that I was talking about. Let me just show you what I mean. So this is where you want to put in all the information at the first level to make your decision. All right, you want to see also the Pentagon Guider. All right, what is the 66%, which is good. You don't want it to be too positive. So you put that. FA rating is 6 out of 8, which is actually a good thing. So you look at stock fundamental. Right, and you look at this one here, it has only a PE of 5 times, while the sector average is 22, and return on equity is 18%, and yet the dividend is 4.3% in here. All right, so Leong Hap looks pretty good, right? So it is considered as an undervalued stock for this. Oh, sorry, let me just bring up the chart here. Yeah, let me just repeat that. You got an FA rating of 6 out of 8 with a PE of 5 times compared to a sector average of 22. The ROE is 18 times compared to the sector average of 12 times, and dividend is paying 4.33% in here. So that makes it qualified as a 6-hour rating stocks here. Okay, so can you make this decision in here based on the chart? You can go back to the stock chart, stock comment. Okay, and once it comes out, we will hit this, and we will turn on the, here you can see. So this is, just take note, as I said before, the chart has a resistance here around the 65 cents mark here. The 65 cent mark is that component that you must thinking of it. All right, so the other thing we can also look at is the win rate, which is 55. KLCI is green Pentagon because when we make this kind of decision, so we also want to base on the overall sentiment, right? So because this is eventually will build into your own decision making, right? Pentagon Guider, US interest cut interest rate, and two more. So the buy call, you can actually get it in from a trading plan. Okay, so this is where we do this. So it's okay, it's a 5 out of 5. It cannot be 6. Okay, so that's something we have to work on it. And next we have the buy call below the 65 cents. So we just type here. Okay, and TP1 is 70 cents. TP1 is 70 cents. So we type that in. And then we have stop loss. Okay, stop loss is 61.5 cents. Okay, so just from that screen, stop loss is 0.615. Okay, and it valid until 30th of September. Okay, which is tomorrow, 30th of September. And the holding period, I believe, oh, let me just remove this first. And the holding period, 3 to 4 weeks because of the penny stocks. Okay, the penny nature, because it's just below 65 cents in here through our back testing. So that's the one. Okay, and so that's good to go. So that's how you make. So you can actually screenshot it and post your screen drop over here. So you can actually help you to analyze the chart going forward to see how you can improve your decision making. Now remember, not all chart did work because the KLCI started to move sideways, also hasn't really moved up in here. So that's been the overall trend of the market that we see in here. Now, of course, if you have any stocks you want me to look at, feel free to pencil in. Okay, next one we have is a dialogue. Okay, if you go back to the Pentagon Guider, okay, go back to main menu and go back to Pentagon Guider here, and you'll see dialogue is the other stocks are like 7277 energy stocks. Okay, hit here 7277, right? And you go on to stock chart, stock comment. That's the one I will look at it. Because the rest you can just repeat this sheet here. What's really different is the chart reading. So you can also see that the what we call the win rate is 54.5%. Okay, which is from the chart here. So you take it in here, and the overall Pentagon Guide is green. So we hit that, and we go on to this chart here. So you can see this is also a very good chart. You can see, you have accumulation, right, at 186,187 in here, market breakout, so that's pretty good. So also take a look at the oil, if the oil is going up. And if you look back at the last 6 months, dialogue has been really moving up very nicely. So this could be a new breakout from here. The last Pentagon, which is from 30th of June, that was around, how much was that? That's around 160, so 180. It's slowly moving up in here. Does it pay dividend? All right, so one of the way to find out if they pay dividend, you can go on to the stock fundamentals. Excuse me. And you can check it out. It pays 2.3% dividend, but the PE is a bit high, 39 times compared to Leong Hub, which is actually fine. So that's how usually you want to find some of these undervalued stock, and then you go from there. Okay. So this is the one from here. You can put also the buy call up here, and you go to trading plan, right? Put those buy call here that you see 4 out of 5 buy call. This information that you put on, you just put it in there. So I'll let you to do that one. Okay. Last, not least, is Sunway Ridge. So if you go back to Pentagon Guider. Okay, I'll just show you how I get it. Pentagon Guider here. Let me just make a note. Alright, is Sunway Ridge, item number 5, 5176. Okay, 5176. So you go to the chart, stock chart, stock comment. That has a lower win rate, 33.3%. But the REITs, and also this one in here, let's swing the chart out. And you can see it actually has a nice support. All the charts that we look at will probably have a good support like this, around 205, 205. But the problem is the momentum swinging up higher is not there. That's the issue in here, right? So you can see 225 is the overall resistance. It comes to this point, if it does break, that's a good one in here. Means going forward the next quarter, the prospect is good. But if the prospect is not there, they don't see earning, then smart money will usually take profit around here, the 230 point here. Okay, so this is one. And let's check out whether this pays a good dividend or not. Maybe that's one of the also reason you want to hold this. Right, and if you look at back, it pays slightly better because this is a REITs, okay? PE of 14 times sector average, but the ROE is 10 times, and the dividend is 4% in here, okay? The dividend is 4%, so that makes it very good stocks, in my opinion, I think, to pick it up if you're going for that dividend also. Okay, all right, so that's one of the things we also want to check. Okay, let's look at the stock chart. Have we done that yet? Yes, I think we've done that, right? Let's take a look at it. Oh, okay, yeah, this one in here. We just talked about the so-called resistance that we see around the $2.30 mark here. Okay, that's the 230 mark. And move on to it. So those are the results. Now if you look back on the Malaysian stock so far, unfortunately some of the weeks that we've been doing on Monday hasn't been that great. The last good stocks we made was somewhere in July. PCAM gave a maximum return from our Pentagon guided closing price about 23%, but ever since that we only have about maybe only two we actually hit. And last week also Magni and Affin, which we pick up on the 4th of September. Pentagon, let's take a look at that one. So I'm going to show you here. So we have Magni. Okay, we're going to go on to the chart. It's at a 60% win, but there is no follow through from here. After it hits up here, right? You can see the overall resistance. There's one here, 223. It started to move back down to the support at 214. Okay, just 214 in here. And that's the overall market just doesn't have that kind of momentum to push up in here, right? There is no carry forward, and you can also see from here the PE is 7 times. That makes it a 4, and he has a dividend of 16%, which means it does have a good payout from here onwards. Okay. Next one is a banking stock called Affin. Okay, which we are also picked up on the 4th of September, Affin, and stock chart, stock comment. Okay, so we hit that, and we'll look back to here, and you can see Affin does slightly better, 4th of September. Okay, so it did go up to, let me see, this Affin, we were here, did go up to, yeah, the old high here is around this bar here. Let me check out. The high is 238, right? And the entry level here, closing price was 227. Okay, so Affin was 227, and let me see. So if I just change this, it's a 4.4%. Okay, still not good enough because we need a 4.5% to justify. Let me just close this and show you what I mean. So you still need from the high of 237, Pentagon guided 220. So the whole point you will notice, right, is to buy at the green Pentagon. If you can't buy at the closing price of green, you buy the next bar on the opening price. Okay? The next bar of the opening price, if the market moves up, that's good. If the market doesn't move up, then you have to think about exiting the trade and then move on to the next stock. Trading is like this, okay? It's not something you want to buy and hold. So we have those, next thing we have those 3 trade, LHI, Dialog, and Sunway REITs, which we will take a look in the coming 2 weeks. by the time we come back here, and see whether they will have a nice one. Of course, if the Bursa does make higher, then we will have a nice breakout from here. All right. So we've done all the 6 options, or actually 5 options. You can check out also the new sentiment, right? And the past stock history, we think we discussed that also, right? The win rates hasn't been that great since we started in July for all our stock pick. We only picked 3 stocks for almost 1-2 weeks, but there are certain weeks that actually done pretty well. So sometimes you have to check out every week rather than me once a week. Pentagon Guider, follow the smart money in here, and also generally we feel that the Pentagon Guider will mark the beginning of an uptrend stocks. Okay, so unique proposition, our SmartRobie, green to buy and red to sell. All right, now you can also put the SmartRobie into your watch list and then allow the market to make that decision for you when the market is ready to buy or ready to sell on the green Pentagon. All right, so with that, if you have any stocks you want me to keep an eye or want me to comment in, put it on the comment section in here. I'm happy to feel it. So join me again next Monday for the US market, and also our support line at 010-266-96761 for our SmartRobie if you have anything you want to ask about, right? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube so you can follow all our channels in here. With that, this is Stock Comment. With that, I will end our session. Don't forget to join us at the Telegram chat room for all our stock market. And on this coming Wednesday night, right, is our Black October effect that I will talk about in our live Facebook. With that, I bid you a good trading a week ahead. Bye-bye.